So in this video, I'll be reviewing a coffee I got from Trader Joe. It's called a light city roast coffee, Lys Kaffe, and it's a blend of whole bean Arabica coffee from Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania with a very light roast, with a very lightly roasted, coffee to bring out the nuances of the brew. And indeed, usually people brew coffee very darkly or medium roast or dark roast, and that tastes pretty all right. But you'll notice that these coffee beans are have a slightly lighter color, as you can see. And I do notice when I do brew some coffee with this, that it does taste substantially different from regular old medium roast or dark roast coffee. I'll go ahead and make some coffee right now. As you can see, I have my AeroPress set up. All I have to do is grind up a scoop of this coffee. So I went ahead and grinded up a scoop of, Lys, what do you call it again? Lys Kaffe, that light roast coffee. And you can see that this is a slightly lighter color, which is, a light brown. And you'll notice usually when you're using like one of these, what do you call it? Blade grinders, that the grind is very variable. Some of it's really fine and some of it's really coarse. The reason why I'm using one of these is because, this is the cheapest option. It does still make coffee pretty alright, but I wish I had a ceramic grinder. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pour in the coffee and tell you how it tastes once it's done brewing. So when you go ahead pour in the coffee, you'll notice that there isn't much of a bloom. Usually the darker you roast the coffee, there's a bit of a more of a bloom, or what would you call a crema? Yeah, that's what people usually call coffee. People call it a crema. So you'll notice when you're brewing this coffee that it doesn't have as much crema as a regular medium roast or dark roast coffee, but that's just all right. If you go ahead and mix it up, yeah, it doesn't have, as you can see, it doesn't have much of a crema, and I find it brews a lot lighter, a bit like tea, and it does actually taste a bit more like tea, surprisingly, because of how the coffee is roasted. So I'll go ahead and filter this out. Hello there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what this what do they call it? Lys Kaffe coffee tastes like. This light roast coffee. So if it's something that you're interested in, you could try purchasing it from Trader Joe's. And so first thing I notice is it's slightly sour. It's quite light for a coffee. Usually medium roast and dark roast coffee have a very dark, robust, more of a taste, if you will. This one is quite lighter, like tea. It's slightly astringent like tea, but not so much that if you've drunk a lot of green tea or red tea before, and if you brewed it for too long, it'd make your mouth all puckered or very astringent and dry, feel as if it's kind of dry. It's not that bitter, but it's slightly, or I shouldn't say bitter, it's not that astringent, but this is slightly astringent. There's a bit of a, I want to say there's a bit of a, like a floral, fruity element to it, but not so much. Definitely, this is a lighter coffee than others. You may enjoy it if you don't like how dark or how heavy a regular medium roast or a dark roast coffee tastes. This is much more enjoyable to the tongue, and it doesn't leave any bad smell. And it's I would say it's a lot more palatable. It's a lot more easier to drink. Whereas like dark roast coffees are really bitter, this is just slightly astringent and quite pleasurable like tea. I personally definitely like it, and maybe I didn't brew it for too long. If you brew it for longer periods of time, perhaps I would be able to observe more of a flavor for this coffee, more intricate flavors. So yeah, that's my review of Lys Kaffe coffee, the light roast coffee. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. I'd appreciate if you like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye.